Pretty much all of us realize that this isn't sound money. It's not real money. It's a Federal Reserve fiat currency note of debt. And yet it's still universally recognized as somewhat of a container where we store the product of our time and laboring energies until we're ready to deploy them. And yet there's a nefarious organization, a domestic terror cell known as the IRS, who's more than willing to help themselves to the time and laboring energies that are contained in this fiat currency note of debt. And there are people out there like CNN who are more than willing to propagandize for them. If you guys enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give them a thumbs up, and share them with everybody you know.
Turns out Donald Trump is our con man in chief.
Con man in chief.
Whatever the opposite of everything you touch turning to gold is, that is the opposite of what Donald Trump had.
You have a word for someone who can build up an image like that despite the facts, correct?
Con artist.
Con artist. Con man in chief. Con artist.
Biggest loser. Yes.
I mean, no one has lost as much money, right?
There is something very incongruous about the billionaire president of the United States paying $0 in taxes over an extended period of years. And that is the point.
How much of what you spend your time away from your family to earn so that you can feed, clothe, and shelter your family should you keep? Let me ask you another way. How much of what you expend your time and labor on should you be allowed to keep? And when I say allowed, I'm operating under the almost universally recognized false assumption that there are other parent-like figures roaming around somewhere in the world who think they can legitimately lay claim to the product of your time and laboring energies. And that would be your money. While still unbelievably continuing to double down and propagate the conspiracy theory of Trump-Russia collusion and now obstruction, fake stream outlets are operating as the propaganda arm for the biggest terror cell known to man, the IRS. They want you to believe that you're some kind of criminal if you want to keep 100% of what you spend your time and laboring energies to earn. And they're projecting the same nonsense onto Donald Trump.
The greatest assets in the world, very little debt, tremendous cash flow, tremendous.
Everyone just sort of assumes that people who make a lot of money also pay a lot of money to the government in taxes. And in most cases, they do. If you make more than $500,000 or your family makes more than $600,000, you paid a 37% income tax in 2019.
This is false. Because of the successful propaganda campaign through the decades, most people actually believe you pay taxes. Nobody pays taxes. This isn't a voluntary arrangement. Making a payment implies that you owe somebody something for a product or a service that you voluntarily arranged to buy. Taxes aren't something you pay. Taxation is something that's taken from you. Or else. Or else what? Or else you're punished for daring to withhold that which is rightfully yours. And since taxes are collected with the implied threat of force on people who don't want to cough up the money, it's not taxation at all. It's extortion. When an armed thug puts a gun to your head and commands you to give him your wallet, you aren't paying the thief. You're being extorted. And it doesn't matter if the thief has a badge and a uniform or claims to be with the IRS. Extortion wrought by the hands of any other human being is still extortion. So families who make $600,000 and are extorted to the tune of 37% isn't taxation, it's off the charts extortion, where over a third of your time that you spent your labor to earn is forcefully taken by a violent thug of the state who should be known as an extortionist, not as a tax collector. When you boil it all down and call things what they really are, the IRS is a government-protected extortion racket.
Which is a lot of cash. Again, trained rich analyst at work here. But not all wealthy people pay a lot of taxes. In fact, some pay none at all. Quote, "We don't pay taxes, only the little people pay taxes," hotel owner and businesswoman Leona Helmsley once infamously said.
This little mental sleight of hand right here is designed and intended to enrage the little people and make them cry out for the rich to pay their fair share instead of looking at it the right way and saying, Helmsley shouldn't have to be extorted, and neither should I. But our collective conditioning keeps us from thinking along those lines.
Now, one of those no-tax rich people happens to be the current president of the United States.
To which I would say, if Trump earned his money honestly, he should be left alone to keep every last penny. Period. But CNN, the propaganda arm of the IRS, doesn't want you to think like a free man. They want you to think Trump is evil because he wants to find ways not to be extorted.
We don't know all of the details of Donald Trump's past tax returns because, well, he's the first major presidential candidate and president to refuse to release any of those documents.
First of all, there shouldn't be tax documents. Second of all, it's none of my damn business or yours or CNN or the IRS's what Trump does with his own time and money. But this propaganda campaign wants you to think it is your business. What we've got is a nation of busybodies.
Trump and his administration have made any number of excuses for why they keep his taxes secret, from the fact that he claims to be under audit, which would make it a really long audit, to the ridiculous notion that people wouldn't understand his returns because they're too complex.
To the ridiculous notion.
The only ridiculous notion here is that a corporate media company thinks that it has any right to know what anybody else does with their own money.
All of that is to say this: we have no definitive view of Trump's financial life, including how many years he has paid zero in taxes.
This is utter insanity, guys. But he's still an individual who deserves to keep 100% of what he earns, just like we all do. And it's none of our damn business. This is off the charts lunacy when you look at it from a mindset of freedom.
But there are lots of reasons to believe that Trump hasn't paid personal income taxes for a whole bunch of years.
And I say good for him. For CNN to condemn Trump for finding ways to keep from being extorted is tantamount to condemning a store owner for trying to find ways to keep from getting robbed. But they want to bend your mind to their will, and they're using a political figure to get you to drop your guard and side with the brainwashed masses.
So let's start here. How does one go about not paying taxes?
Remember, not paying taxes is seen as an evil action by CNN and the IRS. They really want you to believe that trying to escape the watchful eyes of the professional extortionists is a really, really bad thing. And you're a really, really bad person if you try to do this.
Well, the first way is to not make very much money. If you earn under $12,000 as an individual or $24,000 as a couple, you have a 0% tax rate, meaning you pay nothing.
Ah, how nice of them to allow these little people to keep their money.
The second way to do it is Trump's way. Take full advantage of the massive loopholes in the tax code for businesses and, in particular, real estate developers.
Sounds to me like a sane, logical way to keep from being a victim of theft.
Pressed on that fact by Hillary Clinton during a 2016 presidential debate, Trump not only confirmed the lack of tax payment, but reveled in it.
He had to turn them over to state authorities when he was trying to get a casino license, and they showed he didn't pay any federal income tax. So
that makes me smart.
That's classic, and I totally agree. Trying to evade becoming a victim of a crime, the crime of extortion, makes the evader smart, not stupid. The one who's stupid is the one who continues to allow his store to be robbed without doing anything about it. Guys, there's more to this CNN propaganda video, and I'll leave that link in the description. The point is this: the domestic terror cell known as the IRS wants to enslave you by forcing you to cough up the product of your time and laboring energies. They're claiming a percentage of your labor by force, and this makes you a slave. The only way this scheme works is by believing their false gospel of taxation and paying your fair share. And the day we all wake up and reach a critical mass of people who engage in mass civil disobedience is the day the chains of our enslavement will fall to the ground. If you guys enjoy these videos, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give them a thumbs up, and share them with everybody you know. If you guys enjoy these videos, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification icon, give it a thumbs up, and share it with everybody you know. Also, check out over 100 hard-hitting designs in the shirt store, and if you want to support more content, hit me up on Patreon or PayPal. All those links will be in the description and in the pinned comment. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored Shadow Ban video.